Yup, we in the building. Y'all in trouble tonight. Y'all are in trouble tonight. Yup, I showed up as the referee. And why did I show up as a referee? Because the game is over. Literally, the game is over. Where my OG at? I got the flags out tonight, and I'm throwing flags on anybody who is academically out of line with the absolute primary document recorded facts, not just in history, but in law, not just in law, but in process and procedure, and in absolute documented legal remedy. You might get put out the game tonight. So if I pull this red flag out on them, they out of the game. Thank my big brother, Mikael, for giving me the flags because I'm going to need them. Shout out to Lotus. Bye. Get yourself some Lotus. By the way, you can actually get Lotus at the summit. I put the link out earlier today. I think I did. Yeah, we did. We did put that link out. And that was for you to get an opportunity to come to the summit and have your Lotus ready on deck. I'm going to put that in the chat just so people can have it. What I'm throwing in the chat right now is ordering your Lotus if you're attending the summit. For those of you who don't know, while we're in announcement period, August 15th through the 17th, right here in ATL, we will have our 15th annual summit of the Americas to discuss the same thing we've been discussing. And you gotta register. Everything is organized. Nothing will be by word of mouth. If you're in the boxing tournament, you gotta sign up. If you're in the talent show, you gotta sign up. If you're in the spaded and faded, you gotta sign up. If you're in the basketball game, you gotta sign it up. If you're ordering Lotus, you gotta sign up. I don't want to hear nothing because whoever signed up will get everything that they signed up for. Whoever want to do it, the old nigga, y'all ain't gonna get it. It's not happening. All right. Next, let's highlight the fact that we are fasting. Let's highlight it because every month we're the only nation on earth who fasts once a month, actually, because the NOI will say, well, the messenger said the way y'all looking over there, out of shape, fat, and sick, y'all ain't fasting once a month. I don't want to hear it. No disrespect to the people who are fasting. Shout out to you for following the instructions that you were given. But every month for 72 hours, we do a fast. And what is the fast for? The fast is for building the will. It is for building the power of the mind. It is for setting habits. It is for implementing the science and art of discipline. It is to increase autophagy, which is the process by way which your body eats up all of its toxins and rids itself of all of the senescent cells, toxic chemicals, etc. So we fast, we do light to intense exercise, we study, we get in quiet environments. we go out into the sun and we hydrate ourselves with water. We hydrate ourselves with the water and lime mix. For those of us who are doing intense exercise or exercise, we're hydrating with coconut water for 3 days, 72 hours, not 71 hours, not 70 hours, not 69, no, 72. And why are we doing 72 hours? 72 is a sacred celestial number. 72 is a sacred number in the body. You have 72 main joints in the body. You have 72 degrees. All right? Of astronomical measurement. That calculates the 25,000 year calendar. You have 72 attributes in the ancient alchemical system for the deity. 72 is important. So this period is the period where you will start to produce stem cells in your body. And you can increase the probability of you increasing those stem cells by doing it on a regular basis. So we fast every month. And so it is illegal to be fat in our jurisdiction. It is illegal to be overweight. We give grace by giving people an opportunity to eat right, live right, fast, get inspired, but it is illegal to be obese in our jurisdiction. And so we fasting every month. We fasting tonight. This is day 1 of the fast. Whether we're teaching for hours or working for hours, it don't matter. We got to face ourselves in the mirror and say, we can go without food. And food is natural. So if you can go without that which is natural, imagine how easy it is to go against, stop, nullify that which is not natural. And you can take your anti-aging supplements during the fast to increase autophagy, repair, etc. For those, some of us are using specialized honeys, stingless bee honey, UMF, manuka honey, for the epigenetic impact of those particular things. We talk about those things. We have videos on the YouTube page about those things. We have videos on the Arna YouTube page that break those things down. Y'all can look those things up. But every month, so 36 days out of the year, we do this type of fast. And for the solstice, we do another 30-day fast. We recommend that you do 2 parasite cleanses a year to keep your body from interacting with the zombies who now have the jab. They are shedding all over the place. And I got a flag for them to start off, because this is about indigenous status. And indigenous status does not mean what other people mean in the Arna jurisdiction. It does not. Indigenous does not just deal with where you come from, it's where you're going. Indigenous is to have a covenant with the earth, and to have a covenant with nature, and to have a covenant with the celestial sphere, that you are the original man and woman, and not that you were and you want to get some documents only to prove it, that you are, and that you are living a lifestyle, a positive eugenic lifestyle, building up the supremacy of your biology and your mind so you can pass that on to your children. We don't want no dusty, fake indigenous people who just study the law and they eat cheeseburgers. As a matter of fact, y'all cool to be in the IPA. You can't be in Arna, but you can be in the IPA. And we're going to talk about that. All right? So let's make it clear. if you, okay, wait, we're going to give 2 flags out. Because we're going to get on subject. We're giving out 2 flags. We're giving out 2 flags. The first flag is a 5-yard penalty. Loss of down. For everybody who took the vax, but you either are coming to Arna for the detox or you plan on coming to Arna for the detox. Flag on you. Flag on you. I got to get it right. Flag on you. Now, for all of you out there who took the vax and you think that you did the right thing, or you took the jab and you think you did the right thing, this flag is for you. This one is an ejection flag. You are ejected from everything that is natural. Your lineage will become infertile. You will die miserably. Hold on. You will die miserably of pain, inflammation, gout, myocarditis, pneumonia, cancers, all of the things that could be cursed upon you for violating your temple in the name of, I won't even call their name because YouTube is going to shut me off. You're out of here! Get up out of here. All right, let me get back in a more serious role. I still got my flags out though. So now, let's start out from our book. Let's go to the first flag. Let's go to the first flag. We got to go to the first flag. The first flag goes to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. All children out there, you must know, you can watch this lecture, share this lecture, hit the like button like 100 times. Hit the like button like 100 times. Oh yeah, they can pull up. I don't care who pulls up. I want to invite people in. The Bureau of Indian Affairs is the entity that is carrying out mass indigenous and aboriginal fraud, and we are on their heads. And I'm telling you right now, the political leadership is on our side. And you don't know that yet, but you're about to see it. Now, we already have an autonomous entity in Arnhem. We actually don't need the Bureau of Indian Affairs. The only reason I'm going to the Bureau of Indian Affairs is to give my people a last opportunity because they believe in the system. They believe in the hierarchy. So you know what I am going to do? What we are going to do? We're going to step to the hierarchy. But we have allies in the hierarchy. And Trump is going to answer to everything. No, answer everything we put out. I guarantee it. It's in the stars. I've been telling y'all, and I'm undefeated. So I don't care what your strategy is, because your strategy doesn't exist. Ours does. And existence means you have to prove it. You have to prove what you do, what you do works every time, just like you would do in a scientific method. We don't have to guess about whether our strategy works. We know it works. So let's go to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, because they are the first ones that are getting a flag. Flag on the Bureau of Indian Affairs for genocide and mutilation of the real history of the true Aboriginals. Boom. There you go. There they go. Flag on the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Why are they getting a flag? I'm going to tell you why they're getting a flag. Because they're lying. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life, promote economic opportunities, and carry out the federal responsibilities entrusted to us to protect and improve the trust assets of American Indians and Alaska Natives. We accomplish this by directly empowering tribal governments through self-governance agreements. Great. Great. Let's look at the leadership. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I need a sip of Lotus. And this is not going to be to disrespect anybody. Y'all know what I did the last time. Director of Bureau of Indian Affairs, Brian Mercier, is an enrolled member of the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde Community of Oregon. Prior to his appointment as Director of Bureau of Indian Affairs on September 30th, 2024, he served as the Regional Director of BIA's Northwest Region. He spent 20 years working in public service, starting as a Morris K. Udall Foundation intern. Now, I need y'all to understand what has happened. I need y'all to look around and understand what has happened. I need y'all to go look around and see what has happened. I need you to look and see what has happened. I need you to look and see what has happened. I need you to look and see what has happened. There they go. They had to do it. One token. Now, the reason why you got a flag is because I can trace the genealogy, and I have, and y'all see me do it, of all of these people and prove none of them are the indigenous aboriginal inhabitants of this land. What they are is a group of people who have contrived a process called CDIB policy, Certificate of Degree of Indian Blood. It has nothing to do with blood. It is reconstructed genealogies from the 19th century on, from the 1800s, late 1700s, early 1800s on, in order to fabricate lineages so that people could have services and they could block out the true indigenous inhabitants. That's what happened. So yes, you get a flag. You get a flag. Your flag is ejected. You are ejected. All right. I'm pulling up some notes. Excuse me. Some more notes from these guys. All right. You're ejected. They're ejected. What we are saying is that's cool. We don't have a problem with what y'all have done. But what's about to happen? What's about to happen is this. And you need to hit the like button. Get your family in here. There will be a tribe within the BIA that is exclusively for our people. That tribe will only have entry of people of our lineage. And our people will never have to suffer what they have suffered in the past, which is being kicked out of tribes because of their phenotype and because of a false history that led to the 1866 treaties. These were the interlopers who came and enslaved us. So when you look at the 5 civilized tribes, yes, they did enslave so-called black people, but they weren't enslaving African Americans. They were enslaving the original indigenous aboriginals of the land. This is why I keep telling you, you're not Cherokee. You're not. There is no such thing as Seminole. That's sort of an insult. The real Creek is where the story lies of how the interlopers took over your history. And so when you're looking at these so-called civilized tribes, what you're looking at is the reconstructed genealogies and people who have been put into place. You believe that you're Cherokee? The current Cherokee are only about 200 and something years old. Oh, it's documented. It is documented. It's a reconstructed genealogy. And so you need to learn the tribes who you were a part of. You need to read the most exquisite literature on the planet that helps you understand these facts. I am not writing like other people write. What I'm doing is as the big chief. This is big boy exercises that we doing over here because no one was here. Where are they? The only one that came before me was the Empress. And she was here for a short time to do what she did. And it was disorganized. And she was surrounded by UCC, sovereign citizens. And I don't want to put the bad name on all the Moors, but some people who have become cyber Moors who are trying to benefit off of what she was saying. She was the only one. After her came me. And since that time, it's been me and Arnie. All you brothers and sisters who came late, you have a problem. You've been miseducated, and now you fell into the same trap, the same Igga trap. And that Igga trap is you are all online, on social media, trying to build realities that will never last. You fell into the camera trap. And so we've been standing on the business of jurisdiction for how long? I'm about to show you in detail. This is not like the last lecture. I just went off the last lecture. This is different. You are fighting for citizenship of tribes that you never belonged in, and we have the exact political remedy. I'm not talking, these people who are talking about what they're about to do. So that's how I had to start this off. Let me pull my flags back out because I'm going to have more flags for you. But what you need to understand is who you are in the grand scheme of picture, and stop begging. You have a beggar mentality. Stop begging to be a part of places where people don't want you in. Have some dignity and respect. Look at your children. They're in school right now being miseducated, or about to be, because school is about to start. Go show me the other chiefs out here that operate schools, ran schools, wrote curriculums on indigenous anything. Where is the educational system to properly wash out? Where is it? These people don't have no institutions. I got to address you stateless Indians today. Because Iggas always come in and mess something up or try to. You're going to fail this time. We on star time. We on star time tonight. I'm going to go into this too. And so let's get the engine cranked up. All right. Let's go back to this point I just made, because that is a good point. Because we have to talk about documentation. How does all this take place? Who did Arna reach out to in the political sphere in the United States of America to start the structuring of the things that needed to be done? Why were those steps taken? What happened as a result of those steps? We started this back when George Bush Jr. was in office. And we did something special, and other people tried to go behind us and do it because they wanted to be something they will never be. So let me get down to the first receipts that I want to deal with. The first receipts that I want to deal with what I'm talking about right now with these fake tribes. Oh yeah, I got to deal with it. Give me a second. I got to pull this up. Give me a second. Here we go. Here we go. I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to share with you, because this is the documentation that is needed. Yeah, it does start in the mind, and it starts in the mind, and the proof that it actually is in the mind is by what comes out of the mind as structure, function, planning, and vision. Because folk use that all the time. Here we go. Check out this, what I'm about to share with you. I just said that the Cherokee are not who you think they are. And some of y'all walking around talking about my family is Cherokee. No, they are not. Get educated. 1826, History of the Cherokee People by Principal Chief Charles R. Hicks, by Richard L. Thornton, architect and city planner. This is going to be a historical bombshell. Let's read. In 1826, Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Charles Renatus Hicks, born December 23rd, 1767, died in 1827, wrote 8 long letters to the John Ross, president of the Cherokee National Committee. No, I got to show you who John Ross is now. I got to show you who John Ross is. No, I got to show you. Hold on. I got to show you who John Ross is. Let's look up John Ross real quick, because you are not going to believe this. Oh no, you need to know who John Ross is. You need to know who John Ross is. Oh my God. As we're reading this, we have to do this. We have to break this down. This is education for your children. Your children do not know their lineage because you are dumb as a parent. And you are sending them to school. You're turning them into fools. You are the curse, because the remedy has been here for a long time now. And the remedy is not from somebody who's theorizing, who's just out here popping sugar honey iced tea. No, I'm not. I am the evidence of what I say. My lifestyle is the evidence of what I say. And it don't matter how many people don't like me, they always like me from afar. It's too hot in the kitchen. Yellow flag on the people who hate Ali. Yeah, you see it. You see it. Yellow flag. Now, you know that this thing right here ain't no Aboriginal. Look at him. So this is the man that Renatus is talking about. So look at this. Ross' parents sent him from formal schooling to institutions that serve other bicultural Cherokee people. At the age of 20, Ross was appointed as a U.S. Indian agent in 1811. During the War of 1812, he served as adjutant of a Cherokee regiment under the command of who? Andrew Jackson! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! John Ross served under Andrew Jackson? Andrew Jackson is the architect of the Trail of Tears. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And look at this. I mean, y'all, we need to drop bombs up in here, bro. Andrew Jackson stole $21 million across the what is now known as Georgia, the state of Georgia, Georgia Republic. He stole 21 million acres of land as a general trying to sign a treaty. You have to be the president to sign a treaty. He wasn't the president. That's in the Constitution. There's even a possible challenge that he wasn't even a citizen. Andrew Jackson, we call him the Moor killer, the Abo killer. This is the man that architected the legislation for Indian removal and the Trail of Tears. How are you appointed by Andrew Jackson to be an Indian agent and then you become the head of the Cherokee? And look what they said. After the Red Stick War. The Red Stick War is the war between your ancestors and the fake Creek. Because the Muskogee Creek Nation had an internal war in the South. And it was the Mongoloids and the Europeans versus them flaming red sticks. What does red stick mean? Red stick means bâton rouge. The red stick, baton, rouge, red stick. That red stick was something monumental. So those so-called Upper Creek who were fighting against the Lower Creek, you don't know what that war was about. That was the Yamasee whooping. That's a confederation, by the way. We have the original proof of the writings. Oh, they didn't write. Oh, they didn't write? Well, what about Shaquille's treaty that y'all took to Europe that was written in red and black ink and it disappeared? And it was written in what language? Hetishi. Oh, yeah. Y'all don't want me to get started tonight. Flag on Andrew Jackson for appointing this man as a chief. So now, no, let's come back. Let's go back down to where we were because we got to deal with this. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? How is he appointed a chief? Let's go back to the article because I'm telling you, you need this education. You can't come up here talking about indigenous status and you're ignorant. There is no education on indigenous heritage that is proper for our people, except in Arna. I dare you to come up here and say one YouTube page out there is properly educating our people. The reason why you can't is because you're cursed. I cursed you. And how I cursed you is I made it so that if nobody formed jurisdiction on their indigenous 10 toes down, you are not going to get anything right because you have to cross the courage line. And you ain't ready to cross the courage line. You're not ready. You're not ready. That is proof you are fake. And after you cross the courage line, and if it's real, you're going to prosper. But if you don't, oh, we know why you came. Get your hand out of my pocket. Let's go back. Children, pay attention. I am not cursing tonight just for you. In 1826, Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Charles Venetus Hicks, he's the Principal Chief, wrote 8 long letters to John Ross, president of the Cherokee National Committee. Ross had been handpicked by the old guard of the nation, Path Killer, the Hicks brothers, Major Ridge, David Iwati, James Van, Alex Sanders, and others to lead the Cherokee people in trying times. Path Killer was officially the Principal Chief, but because apparently afflicted by senility or Alzheimer's disease, Charles Hicks had been de facto Principal Chief for a decade. After Path Killer died, Hicks became Principal Chief, but thought he was dying himself. The problem was that Ross was at most 1/8 Native American and knew very little about the history. He was not even 1/8. Liars! Liars! But y'all had already constructed the false genealogy, so it's cool. The letters constituted the 8 chapters of a book which Hicks intended the newly authorized Cherokee printing press to publish after being edited. Instead, after being chosen as editor of the Cherokee Phoenix, Elias Boudinot. Ha 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 ha! Y'all remember him, right? He's the one that tried to say that the natives are the Israelites. When I first came in over 20 plus years ago, matter of fact, 20, let's get it right, 26 years ago, I used to quote Elias Boudinot. Now I would never quote Elias Boudinot. Elias Boudinot was another person trying to railroad history. Ain't no damn Israelites. That's the 10 lost tribes or whatever y'all trying to say over here. Are you kidding me? Y'all got this all over TikTok. Anyway, Elias Boudinot read the letters, made some notes on the letters for content changes, but never got around to printing the book. Part of the reason is that Boudinot quickly created a different Did you hear this? Boudinot quickly created a different version of Cherokee history in the Cherokee Phoenix for his white readers in the Northeast. He was trying to sell books. So he's going to create this fascinating history that the Indians are really Israelites. Because you got a bunch of Bible people in the Northeast. That's Elias Boudinot people, a bunch of pale Europeans. They're up there. And they can barely read. So they got one person reading to them. And that person is about to break down some stuff and get them to buy. Oh, yeah, you want to spend this? Okay, yeah. You're going to learn how to read by reading this fake history that Elias Boudinot made up. It would be quite embarrassing for his white audience to know the real history. It would be quite embarrassing. For unknown reasons, the letters did not accompany Ross to Indian Territory in 1838, but bounced around several collectors, colleges, and libraries before being sold to a purchaser far to the north in the mid-20th century. This is in the 1900s. They kept this secret. By that time, Cherokee history was headed rapidly into the world of fiction. It is clear that the university library, which formerly owned the letters, did not want the public to see them. White academicians, in particular, certain anthropology and history professors in North Carolina, had taken an understanding of the Cherokee's past out into La La Land. I have transcribed the 194-year-old writing of Charles Hicks with the exact spelling and punctuation he used. You will notice that he wrote enormous one-sentence paragraphs. This will be a verbatim copy of a man's works in his times. It will be published in a book along with annotations in the same manner that the Cherokee scholar Marilyn Ray and I published the translation of Charles de Roquefort's 10 chapters on the ancestors of the Creeks of the 17th century Georgia in the book Appalachian Chronicles. Charles Venetus Hicks, the Renaissance man. More so, I know I got to read this, but this is important. So pay attention. More so than any other person, it was Charles Hicks who led the amazing Renaissance of the Cherokee people in the first 3 decades of the 19th century. He was at most 1/4 Native American, and his mother was Tamacli and Itzata Creek living in North Carolina. Yet he totally submerged himself into Cherokee culture, was a Chickamauga, Cherokee warrior. Then after the Chickamaugas were slaughtered at the Battle of Etowah Cliffs in Rome, Georgia, self-taught himself into becoming a brilliant intellectual. Astonishingly, by the mid-1820s, Charles Hicks owned the largest personal library in the United States. Ouch. Wait a minute, what? The man who's about to snitch on the Cherokee in the 1820s, who got appointed as the chief, is about to snitch? But it's not even snitching. He just told the truth. He had the largest personal library. He is a far more credible source on Cherokee history than any other person of his era or today. Ha! Hicks tells us that the Cherokees arrived. Hold up! Let's go. Hicks tells us that the Cherokees arrived in the southeast, a little after Charleston was founded. Oh my God! Oh my God! Hicks, the authority, the man with the largest library, tells us what? That the Cherokees arrived in the southeast a little after Charleston was founded. Do y'all understand what is being said to y'all? Do y'all understand what is being said to y'all? Y'all don't understand what's being said to y'all. Let me break it down. Charleston was founded in 1670. Charleston, South Carolina was founded in 1670. That means that they were not even there. They were not even here. Bro, they were not even here. Where were they? We already had wars, what you call it, Gullah, but Guale, which is a territory, but it was the Yamasee War, started with the Spanish all the way back into the 1500s. What is they talking about? So when the federal government publishes a report in 1914, it says the Yamasees were black, and now we know they were already in this area, and the Cherokees were not there. This substantially establishes through primary resources that the Yamasee, who were considered Negroes, were in the southeast before the Cherokee. Moving along. He said that their first town in the south was Tellico, not Kitua, as we are now told. That is the reason that Tellico was made the capital of the Cherokees in Oklahoma. In the 1684 map of North America by John Baptiste Franklin backs him up. There is Tellico and Shalaka. Shalaka. That's the original name. Or Sharaka. Some people say Cherokee. Sharaka is the town village that you get the name Cherokee from. That is the academic truth. Sometimes the R's are rolled. But who rolls R's? Oh my! Do not come in here. Who rolls R's? Is it not Asian populations that rolls the R's? The L's, excuse me, rolls the L. They roll the L's. They are rolling L's and making the R sound. Cherokee. Sharaka. Yeah. Asians came into the southeast. The capital of Chillicothe, Shawnee, side by side on the Holston River. Shalaka eventually moved to the Tallahassee River in Alabama and joined the Creek Confederacy. Oh my! Listen, this is telling. He's telling on y'all. He said that the Cherokees never, Never. This is their chief. This is the man with the largest library in the United States. What did he say? He said that the Cherokees never built any mounds or stone structures. After a terrible plague greatly weakened the mound builders in the North Carolina, presumably the smallpox plague of 1696. No, it wasn't. We're going to tell you what it was. The Cherokees entered North Carolina through 3 river valleys. They killed or drove off the mound builders, burned their temple atop the mounds, and in their place built Cherokee townhouses. They didn't drive off. We just sunk down further into South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Those massacres they was having, though, they was killing us off and then turning us into Negroes. The Cherokees are invaders according to their own primary documented history. They are invaders. He said that for many years prior to then, the Creeks and Cherokees got along fine, but the British and French manipulated the two peoples into a 40-year-long war, initially with British guns. The Cherokees captured many Creek. Now, when they're saying Creek right now, they're talking about Upper Creek, which is Yamasee. I need you to understand that. Who spoke Hittite, not Muskogean. Muskogean is a dialect of Hittite. Hittite is a dialect of She, Olmec Mayan language. They have the documents in Great Britain right now of what we wrote, and they will not release them. They have the original writing of Chief Shakili. And you think Shakil or Shakil is French, or you think Shakil is French and Arabic mixed together. Okay. Like Shaquille O'Neal. I named my nephew Shaquille. That's an American word. Yeah, we got it in the original language. I already posted this stuff. I think I took that down, though, because I didn't want people to try to steal it. Anyway, they put us in a 40-year-long war. So the Cherokees captured the Creek prisoners and were stealing land. So the Asians were stealing land. However, after several smallpox plagues, the Cherokees lost most of the land that they had gained and were almost always on the defensive. After the Creeks were able to obtain munitions from the colony of Georgia, entire hunting and war parties would be wiped out by Creek attacks. The Valley Cherokee towns were rubbed out, while the Creek towns were now fortified and impossible to seize. The 1755 map of North America by John Mitchell verifies all of Principal Chief Hicks' statements. Thank you. Primary documentation. In autumn of 1754, an army dispatched solely by the Creek tribal town of Coweta burned all of the Cherokee villages south of the Snowbird Mountains and executed 32 Cherokee chiefs. The burned villages were marked by crosses on his map. The Cherokee signed a permanent peace treaty with the Creek Confederacy in December of 1754 on the 40th anniversary of the murder of 32 Creek leaders at what was supposed to be a friendly diplomatic conference at the Uchee. Gotta go study the Uchee. That they are part of the Yamasee Confederation. We have the original photos of the Uchee. I know for a fact that so many of your people were a part of this confederacy that you would just, when the genealogy stuff continues to come out, you're going to see it. We already got some of it out. A chance, and this particular, my brother, I know you in the chat. Remember the Uchee. Get that dissertation to us, bro. We're about to drop a hammer on dissertations on this subject and end the discussion about who the people are. We already ended it, but this is just a nail in the coffin. This is a red flag. A chance meeting of two hunting parties in the extreme edge of northeast Georgia eventually resulted in permanent peace between the two peoples. There was no Battle of Taliwa or Battle of Blood Mountain or Great Stickball game where the Cherokees won all of North Georgia, as we are told. Ouch. Ouch. He erased the whole fake battle with his documents. Those stories are pure fiction, created by white settlers and reinforced by white academicians and archaeologists seeking to suck on the nipples of Cherokee casino profits. Oh my God. Although the Cherokee, this is an excerpt from chapter 4 of Renatus' book. Now, this is him. He was the chief. Although the Cherokees were relieved from the distress of the wars with the Creeks, they were by no means relieved from the incursions of northern tribes, Nantuwakis, Mohawks or Senecas. These are black tribes from the north. Shawnees, Yatenna, Nianakasaws. And he's just reading. I can't even read all this. Who began the war with this nation several years before the peace with the Creeks. And as the wars with the northern tribes, which are connected with the occurrences of the nation, will be related in the next number, yet it may not be amiss here to say something on the custom of war among the Cherokees. Although well known, such are the custom among the red people, as burning their prisoners at the stake if taken in the warring against their nation, or immediate death. As such has been the practice among the Cherokees is certain against their enemies, but have never heard of a white man being brought to a stake in a similar case. And whether this custom among the ancestors before they immigrated to this country before they immigrated into this country. He's telling you his people are immigrants, or only been begun after arrival here by reasons of the repeated wars that have been engaged in, is not known. And as to the adoption of prisoners into the families of their conquerors, which have been taken from their nation, is too well known to need any remarks on this subject. But the custom of taking the scalp of a dead enemy has been introduced by the Nachi tribe after the arrival into this country. But it is probable that the taking of the hair of an enemy might have been in practice among the Cherokee in case of hurry, and when the danger was past in taking the scalp with hair with their bone knives was in use. He got long sentences. Was in use before iron and steel were known in the nation. It is likely that the Nachi may have adopted the above custom as a general rule of war. However, be the case as it may, their unnecessary barbarity is very easy to be embraced among the red people, not only by savages, but also more civilized people than ourselves. So he's writing. He broke down that they're not the mound builders, that they come from another place. Another flag. We got another flag. For all the Cherokee historians, all the people who lied on history, we just defeated you in an unbiased, primary documented method. First of all, their name is not Cherokee. That's a rolled L, Shalaka, or Sharaka, or Cherokee. And that rolling L is evidence also by the fact that he said that they didn't build no mounds, no stone structures, and they attacked the mound builders. And that these Cherokee, who are rolling the H and R, came, his ancestors, he's admitting as a chief, his ancestors immigrated to this country. I wish I had a whistle. Flag on all academic people who have ever wrote any 5 civilized tribes history, any history of the Cherokee, you are exposed. You're exposed. Show me on the internet where you can go and get this at. Hit the like button. Get my likes up. Get the people in the building. Give the Ghetto Scholar a round of applause. So don't you ever come around here talking about you're a part of the 5 civilized tribes. What I just laid on you is enough for you to understand what has happened. And so now I'm not done. No, I am not. No, I'm not done. Let's ask ourselves some questions. Let's ask ourselves some questions. I don't mind showing this. A brother shared this on Instagram today. I'll share this. Let's keep it going. Shout out to Aboriginal B for sharing this on Instagram today. Primitive man in Ohio. Now, these are the people who were north of the Cherokee people, all throughout the Northeast. They just said they was fighting them. We know the Cherokee are Asian interlopers. Some of y'all, I'll come to y'all. I'm going to get on y'all. But what does it say? It says, we cannot overlook the fact that the crania and skeletons examined by us, many of them excavated by our own hands, approach somewhat the Negro in their anatomical characteristics. They are those of an inferior race with strong meso and brachycephalic affinities. None of the characteristics of the Mongolian or of Mongolian types are present in any of the Ohio crania which we have examined. None of the characteristics of the Mongolian or of Mongoloid types are present in any of the Ohio crania. The reason why your grandparents said they was Cherokee is because your grandparents did not know what I am saying. They were trying to pass on the last branch of word of mouth. And this is your grandparents and great-grandparents coming off of a war upon an assault upon their identity. So although they were still aware that our people had been in the tribes, they had already lost all of the valuable information that I'm saying. And let me be grown. You don't need your grandma no more. You got Anna. Ain't no way your grandma can tell you anything close to what we have done. Your grandma, your great-grandma, and your great-great-grandma could never pass down what we are passing down to you. In no type of way. And this is not disrespect to them. This is acknowledging the fact that they were on the assault end of a genocidal machine. Your grandparents can't give you this. Your grandparents could never, in no way possible, bring the type of knowledge that we are bringing right now. Are you kidding me? Now let's go into the knowledge. Let's go into it. We're not done with y'all. We are not done. Let's go into it. This book that I am sharing, we've been selling this book for years. Let's throw it in the chat. If you want the ebook, I'll throw the ebook in the chat. If you want the physical book, I'll throw it. You gotta read, man. You gotta read. You are not going to change your family without reading. You are not going to change your family without reading. It's in the chat. That's the ebook. Y'all want physical books? I got physical books. No, you have to now change your whole behavioral dynamic. You're sitting here thinking value is somewhere where it isn't. And so we're going to remind you whether or not you take that into your consideration and make it a part of your education. That's on you, man. That's on you. But I'm putting it in the chat. I'm putting it in the chat. The physical book and the ebook. Now, let me scroll on along in here so we can get right down to business. You are not going to be able to change the world being dumb. Hearings before the Joint Commission of Congress of the United States, 63rd Congress, to investigate Indian affairs, September 15th, 1913, through December 16th, 1914. And what did they find in the hearings before the Industrial Commission? The United States Congress said that the Yamasee Indians were Negroes. Read it and wait. Not only that, all the tribes were black. They just said in Ohio, they never found anything but Negro skulls. Let's keep it going then. Let's talk to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Let's talk to Congress at the next midterm elections. Yeah, we have our letter of intent, which is the formal method to write into the Bureau of Indian Affairs. We're going to send it to the Trump administration. We're going to send it to all the politicians. We're going to let them know you're not getting the black vote at midterms unless you sign this law into act. And what is the law? We want two things. We want the BIA Anti-Discrimination Act passed by the U.S. Congress. The BIA Anti-Discrimination Act is an act that serves the interests of particular lineages of Indigenous Americans who have throughout their history been discriminated against other lineages of Native Americans. We're going to coin the term Black Indian. Now you are out here and you saying, we don't use the term black. You also a stateless Indian. You also a sovereign citizen. You also don't have your own law firms. You also don't have your own universities. You don't even have the ability to define words because you're not a jurisdiction. Shut up! Shut up! Let the free people talk. If you think that black and white are statuses only, I'm about to blow your head off of the YouTube channel, off of the IG channel. Taj Tariq Bey, Abdullah Mosey Bey, all of those people have lied to you. White and black meant phenotype. It's in the Black's Law Dictionary. You didn't read. I'm going to read it tonight. I'm going to show you how they lie. The reason why we're coining the term is because it's befitting. It's colloquial. People understand it. It's common sense. So when we talk about Indigenous Americans and we refer to Black Indians, we're talking about the people who look African, but they ain't African. They happen to have kinky hair, light to dark skin, and they were the Indigenous Americans who are the historical object of discrimination since the inception of the Bureau of Indian Affairs in 1824. And so, Black is a colloquial term. We know how to use it. Black is a colloquial term. It's colloquial. Go look up what colloquial means. These are ad libs, man. We over here talking in double, triple, and quadruple entendres. Something is wrong with y'all. I don't even think that y'all are one of us because y'all don't understand how we talk. We can use the word and understand how to use it properly without it becoming some type of legal deficit for us. Look at it. It's right here. Powhatan. Not only what did the Congress say the Yamasee were black, the early explorers, what did they call the people of Virginia? Then Powhatan, more like a devil than a man, with about 200 more as black as himself. Powhatan is the name of an Olmec Mayan deity, a glyph. Do you understand what world you're in? All the Abos was black. And so the BIA Anti-Discrimination Act will be legislation passed by the United States Congress to stop the attack upon Black Indians by Eurasian tribes by having a protected tribe for this classification of people. In the letter of intent, Trump writes an executive order recognizing our tribe. And then the Bureau of Indian Affairs turns over all of our trust money on an annual basis. That's how the plan goes. What's your plan? We already autonomous. We already got midwifery school, medical school, school of law, school of economics, school of anthropology, school of diagnostic science, school of indigenous psychology and divination practice of indigenous peoples. You don't even know the names of your gods. What's your plan? Huh? We want to hear it. This is their plan right here. This is their plan. It's crickets. Let's hear that plan again. That's your plan. We know the history, so we know the plan. Look at what was happening here. We know the history. I did a documentation called The Greatest Secret of History, the global white slave trade. It's coming. I just needed my time. But this is them being traded into the Americas by who? By who? The Vikings. Oh, yes, the Vikings were black, and they sold slaves into the Americas. Yeah, that's y'all. Europeans were here 600 years before Columbus as slaves, immigrant slaves. This is why many people believe when Columbus came, he was seeing all of these pale and white Indians. They were not Indians. They were descendants of the Nordic stocks of Slavs and slaves that were brought by the Vikings into Mesoamerica, into North America. You see the ropes. This is primary resource. You ain't about to do nothing. You ain't about to do nothing. You ain't about to check nobody. You don't come here to check us. We check you. This is where you come and you get checked. Look at the black skin. Are you mad? And look at my boy, Kukulkan. This ain't Wakanda, but it's still forever. We in the West where we do it better. We got the bison, so we gonna hit you with the leather. Y'all trying to bypass the honor tribe, but the niggas too clever. We about to put y'all books in the abo shredder. And all your other black Americans, y'all ain't gonna tether, because y'all ain't really black. We the ones that's black, and we about to take the whole goddamn trust fund back. Give it up! Ain't nobody got a lie. Look at this. Who had the feathers? Who had the shields? Who had the jewelry? Who had kukukan? Y'all better stop playing with us. These are the Asians. Those are the Europeans. They were brought here as slaves. Immigrants. This is the history. This is not to embarrass anyone. This is not to make you feel bad. What the people who feeling bad are the people who don't know their own heritage. They're the ones that are feeling bad. They're the ones that don't know their own heritage. They are the ones who believe that this is the Confederate flag. This is the Confederate flag. This is the battle flag. And when you want to see the battle flag's origin, all you gotta do is tune into Powhatan TV. Look at it. Read it and weep. Look at that Kukulkan, Powhatan, the black tribes. Look at them. It's right there. That was not the Confederate flag. That is the battle flag. But they stole that flag. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. We don't got to make nothing up. We don't got to make nothing up. It gets ridiculous. Oh, do you have... Now, let's talk science then. All you Afrocentric people, let's talk science. Let's talk science. Let's talk science. Y'all like to talk science, don't y'all? Let's talk science. I have a problem. I have a problem with you. Y'all want to talk genetics? Because we're going to get to process. We're going to get to law and prove to you that white was a phenotype and not a status. We're going to get to that. Because you need to be a part of what we are doing if you are here to succeed in the next 30, 40, 50 years. You don't have a choice. I'm about to show you. And this, we don't run no dictatorship. This is an elected government. I won't be in this position in 2 years. You don't have fear that this is a cult. We ain't trying to force you to follow no Rakadushi and the great Raku in the sky. Y'all know that. Y'all watch Tyler Perry series Ruthless. Anyway, where y'all at? I've been putting this invite in the chat now. Hold on. I've been putting this invite in the chat. Come up on the stage. Where y'all at? Wait, somebody tag all the Afrocentric geneticists and the geniuses about genes, and they done their 23andMe, and they done all of that. I got a flag for you niggas. I got a flag for all of the geneticists. Rick Kittles, Mr. Kittles. Mr. Kittles. Who else? AfricanAncestry.com. All of you. That is called the CUTU gene that gave that brother and those sisters them locks. The CUTU gene is a gene that is a copper cofactor keratin transcription translating tissue maker to make kinky hair. CUTU gene. Go look it up. I don't have no notes. Where my notes at? I got flags. I got flags. Henry Louis Gates. Rick Kittles. Who else? All the other geneticists. Where y'all at? The CUTU gene is not in the current Mexican population. The CUTU gene is not in these. All of those people who I showed at the beginning of this lecture from the Bureau of Indian Affairs, none of them have the CUTU gene. Then we go to the melanocortin system. The melanocortin genes. The melanocortin system in the body that produces that dark skin. The MC1R gene is one of the 5 melanocortin sets of functional parts of the human body. And what does it do? It helps you synthesize that skin right there. Because the Powhatan in Virginia, oh, they said they was black. The Mohawk and the Seneca, oh yeah, we got them on primary photos. They was black. All throughout Ohio, we just read. They were doing the skull stuff. They were black. The embassy, 1913, 1914, the U.S. Congress said they were black. And they have the same language as the people I'm showing you right now. They're using the same language. That's called linguistics. That's called the genetics of linguistics. Linguistic genetics can show you who is related to who by the words. How did Powhatan get in Virginia? And Powhatan is a Mesoamerican deity. I need you to understand that the remedy is here now. You don't gotta go around and try to figure out where the remedy is. Oh, when is the last time you saw a Native American band? When is the last time you saw masks and bands? Was it not Mardi Gras? Was it not Mardi Gras? I did a whole breakdown on the science of the instruments, the maracas, the horns, the drums. You do not understand what you are looking at. You are looking at victory. Because there is no one on earth who is dead or soon to be alive or alive now that can defeat one word of what I have said. Therefore, if this is architected as memory, as we propose in the Earth's magnetic field, as a radiative function, if this is arched into the epigraphy, the earth, the bones of these people have went into radioactive decay into the soil. The noble gases that used to be a part of their heart, their brain, their lungs, was released back into the atmosphere. And because it's a closed electron shell, it retains memory. Oh yeah, we climbing. What I'm telling you is every atom around you is on my side. You want to be against me? You got to be the dumbest nigga who ever lived. I ain't done. I am not done. Was not there a group of Native Americans that were called the Flatheads? And y'all don't know why they was called the flatheads? You see them locks with cranial deformation at bottom peck. You also see Olmec skulls on display at Mexico City's National Archaeological Museum. Cranial deformation. You also see elongated crania in South America at the Ica Museum in Peru. Ica? 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 Do y'all remember the Ica stones? Do y'all remember they tried to clown me? Then I body slammed the whole conscious community when they tried to say the Ica stones were faked? And what did I do? I proved to them that the stones were here before the guy you said was faking them faked them. They were here since the Spanish, and the Spanish wrote about the damn stones. The stones even proved plate tectonics before plate tectonics was discovered in the late 1960s and 70s. It showed the proper plate tectonics for West Africa, North America, South America, and a what? And a continent, an eighth continent in the Pacific, which archaeologists later found in recent times called Zelanda, was on a map in Ica. They did the cranial deformation. The Olmec did the cranial deformation. The Mayan did the cranial deformation. Oh my God! The Africans are doing it. Well, they're not Africans. They're technically Moors because Tamary is the name of the land, and the Tamar is where you get the word Moor from. That's how the Greeks, Hellenes, and the later Europeans got the word Moor. It comes from the Medunetta word Tamare, which means lineal heir, represented by a plow, and the plow represented the people being indigenous to the land. That's why you have a plow for the name, for their state name. Look at the cranial deformation. Now, I need you to ask me a question. How did it get across the Atlantic Ocean? How did it get across the Atlantic Ocean? I'm going to tell you how it got across the Atlantic Ocean. It got across the Atlantic Ocean the same way the cocaine got across the Atlantic Ocean. The same way we had y'all over there in Africa on y'all Tony Montana. We had y'all on y'all Tony Montana. Where did you get the cocaine from? Ramesses II. Where did you get the cocaine from? I need to get that book. I have a book here that breaks down all the ancient voyages. Matter of fact, this is already public knowledge. This is knowledge in the fields of science. Ramesses was typed. Not only did he have the cocaine in him, but he had American tobacco in him. Boy done jumped ship and got him some Hape and some Coke, and he done went back to Africa and had a party at the Great Pyramid. What is y'all talking about in here, man? And y'all talking about we pick cotton. What is you talking about? That's our cotton. Codex Telluriano-Reminiscens. We have cotton, which was the native crop of the She. We often think cotton and slaves are from Africa. When the Spanish came, they saw us with plantations of cotton. Some cotton plantations was stolen property, bro. What are you talking about? Back to cocaine. We know how the cranial formation took place. It's the same way the cocaine and the Hape got there. It's the same way it showed up in Ramesses. It got there because we took it there. We've been going to Africa for thousands of years doing trade and business with them. Those are our cousins. But we ain't from there. Those are our cousins. Some of them is our cousins. And if our cousins down for us, the ones that's down for us, we down for them. They got an indigenous movement they need to put on their land too. But everything got to start where it started at the first time. And so Tony Montana, listen, Tony Montana, y'all need to understand how they got high. Y'all need to understand how they got high. They got high because we made them high. Now, I need you to understand more of what I'm about to say, because I'm going to shift to law in a minute, but I need you to understand systems. I need you to understand what ARNA is really. We're not the past indigenous people. We're not the present indigenous people. We are the timeless indigenous people who knows what indigenous is going to be in the future. We know what it's going to look like in the service department, in the medicine department, in the law department, in the agricultural department, in the technology sector, in the university sector, in the job market, in the business infrastructure, in the way the families are ran. What do y'all know? Hop up in this chat. All of you stateless Indian sovereign citizens and New Age indigenous people. You are disrespecting the ancestors by disrespecting us. It's already proven, and we're just going to get hotter in the kitchen. But let me show you. Let me talk about these dissertations that are coming on this beautiful plant, this beautiful fruit, this beautiful drupe that's called cacao. We have a brother that's doing a dissertation, but I need you to understand something, that Nestle, that all of the other chocolate companies who are multi-million and billion-dollar companies got this from you. That is chocolate. That is cacao. That is ancient medicine. That is also product. That is also service distribution. That is also supplements. That is also nutrition. That is also magic. That is also alchemy sitting in front of your face. And now we have a brother doing a dissertation on this in a working with agriculturalists. Y'all don't understand. Y'all think cacao is a Mesoamerican plant or South American plant. Y'all about to have y'all whole mind blown academically. This is about to be ARNA's industry again. They don't even know how to make the cacao. They don't even know how to aerobically ferment it properly. They don't even know that cacao is a living thing that speaks to its cultivars, that will remember who we are as we partake it. See, you think a meal is a meal. You don't understand what eating is. It's what we say when we say, oh, I'm about to eat, or I'm about to cook. You don't know what we're about to do. You think you know. You think we're about to eat some porridge. You think we're about to cook on a hot plate. No, we're about to cook and we're about to eat. And you don't know what is about to be the defeat. Listen, these people don't even know what we're talking about. I need you to understand that until we tell them. So this is our industry again. I'm talking timelessly now. This is the light code talking. We don't gotta talk about industries of the past and pyramids that we built in the past and things, the alchemy we did in the past. We can do alchemy right now. We're doing alchemy right now. We're the oldest people on earth. Show me your calendar that's 41 octillion. You can't even say this number. Say it. Say it without me saying it. Come on. Say it without me saying it. 41 octillion. 943 septillion. 40 sextillion years ago, our ancestors talk about the manifestation of the Ak, or the turtle. This is not called Turtle Island because the shape of the continent is in the shape of a turtle. It's actually not. This is about the oldest people on earth. And this is the writing. This is not Hebrew. This is not Egyptian writing. You need me to zoom in? This is not Medu Neter. Quit calling this ancient Egypt and the Israelites. And can the Israelites read this? Can a Medu Neter scholar come up and tell me what this X means and this hand and this double bar with 3 on top of it? No, they cannot read this. This is the oldest calendar on earth, my guy. And if you think Turtle Island is a joke, just go to Philadelphia and stand on Market Street. And what is Chief Tamony standing on? He's standing on the turtle. And who is Chief Tamony? According to William Penn, he's the head of the Delaware. But who are the Delaware? The Delaware were conquered by Lord Delaware. And who did Delaware fight with? He fought against the Powhatan, the Anglo-Powhatan Wars. And who are the Powhatan? I just showed you in America New World Empires. Powhatan with 200 other devils as black as himself. And Powhatan is what? A deity in the Shi system. Give yourself a round of applause. Y'all need me to rewind that? I will. Powhatan is a deity in the system. The Anglo-Powhatan Wars were wars between the British and our ancestors. Powhatan were then converted by Lord Delaware to Delaware. This is Chief Tamony standing on a turtle. Who put him on a turtle? Somebody in the Philadelphia Commission knows to put him on a turtle. That was one of the emblems in the totems of his tribe. His tribe has its root in the classical civilization of the people called Shi. Chief Tamony. Oh, you don't know who Chief Tamony is? Let's read it. 1773. I'm about to get to the law now. John Dickinson said this about Chief Tamony. As all nations have for 7 centuries past adopted some great personage, remarkable for his virtues and love for civil and religious liberty, as their tutelar saint. Here's the secret. All of the saints are alchemists, and they're all black. Go back to the Catholic Church. Y'all see me posting this stuff online, all the saints. To be a saint means to be indigenous, to be an abo, to be MC1R positive, to be CUT Eugene positive. He's their tutelar saint of the Sons of Liberty. Oh my. And annually assembled on a fixed day to commemorate him. The natives of this flourishing province, determined to follow so laudable example, for some years past have adopted a great warrior, sachem, and chief named Saint Tamony, a sail friend to our forefathers, to be the tutelar saint of this province, and have hitherto on the 1st of May done the accustomed honors in memory of so great a celebrated personage. And for the same purpose, you are requested to meet the children and associated sons of Saint Tamony on Saturday next at the house of Mr. Bar. Who are the sons of Saint Tamony? Because we don't got to keep going over history, do we? Because I will destroy everybody here with history. You don't want me to start. I just talked about the Ica skulls. I just talked about South America and the cocaine that was going to Africa. I got the book. I had to write to the museum in Spanish to get this book. This book was not online when I got this book. This book was almost $500. That's Javier Cabrera in the museum. That's my book right there, signed. But look at Zelanda, the Earth's 8th continent, hidden in the Pacific. The Pacific is going off right now. We just made the earthquake happen in the Pacific. 8.8 up in Russia. Tsunami alerts. Zelanda is the hidden continent. This is an academic paper saying there was a 8th continent in the Pacific. Wait a minute. 13,000 years earlier? Are you telling me North America, South America, West Africa, and a continent in the Pacific was on a map that is one of the oldest maps in the world from the Americas? Are you kidding me? I'm about to go back to the sons of St. Tamony, though, but I want to show you. All y'all people out here talking about Pangea. They was walking across the land. Please be quiet. Pangea was not the beginning. This is Gondwana, right? It wasn't the beginning. This is the map, though. A cataclysm caused, this is East Africa, this is West Africa, North America, South America, Zelanda now, but the continent in the Pacific. This is why the Ring of Fire is in the Pacific. This is what people were calling Lemuria falsely, all right? And then we have Europe and Asia with the Australian islands, and then a part of what is, Japan now. This was all a floating mass. The Earth did not have tectonic plates. Tectonic plates developed after a catastrophe. And after that catastrophe, guess what? All of the continents started sliding. This is where Atlantis was, right here, West Africa. All right, East Africa. This is a real plate right here in Africa. I showed it to you. It's right there. This is a real plate. Your ancestors had this on documents before. They knew that Egypt was a colony of Atlantis because Atlantis was a colony of the Americas. And so this is the current map you have right now. There are no geologists on Earth who can talk to us. Are you kidding me? We're sitting everybody down. I'm sorry. We're sitting everybody down. And yes, they saw a comet coming. It's the Chicxulub crater. It's there. They saw it coming in advance. Why do you think they was doing all these surgeries? It was all kinds of problems with Earth during that time period. That information went underground. And so all of this is in Masonry now. But Masonry has you confused by law. That's why you think black is evil and black is bad and black actually means white. And all of this bullshit should be talking. But the sons of St. Tamony, once you find out who the sons of St. Tamony are, this is where we can go into the law. And so let's find out who the sons of St. Tamony are. Who are the sons of St. Tamony? Wait a minute. Because we got to go into this law part. I want to end on that one. All right. All right. Sons of St. Tamony. Let's look them up. Real quick. These were Europeans now who were joining these fraternal organizations. The Sons of St. Tamony, also known as the Tamony Society or Columbian Order, was a fraternal organization founded in Philadelphia in 1772. It was initially called the Sons of King Tamony and later renamed. This society, along with its New York offshoot, All right. Tammany Hall played a significant role in American politics, particularly in New York City. Now, we have to go into this because we need to understand in the history of Great Britain, that dark-skinned people were still in control. King George III was not a pale European. Sorry. It was a cosmopolitan society, but got to restructure history. And so we have been allies with these people for a long time. That's why they were bringing Nordic slaves to us in the around 800 900 AD, 1200 some years ago. We had already been in interaction with the black nobility of Europe. But these are the people who turned and flipped the pages of history. They're dark-skinned with kinky hair too. But we know their lineages. And this is why Arna is so beautiful. Arna has a genealogy department, because we're going to gently expose these things. And I'm teaching the genealogists how to do this. When you look at some of the early preachers, Absalom Jones and other people who were in certain areas, these people are descendants of black nobility. And I'm making the accusation and the claim that most of the Boule are related to these people. But regardless of that, anybody can trade at any time. I just had to say that. But the sons of St. Tamony, we know who they are. And so now we got to deal with this guy. Here we go. Now we got to deal with this guy. We got to deal with it. William Penn and Tamony, also known as Tamonin, were central figures in early history of Pennsylvania, representing contrasting approaches to relations with Native Americans. Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania colony, sought peaceful coexistence and fair treatment of the Lenape, also known as the Delaware. So now they changed the Delaware's name again to Lenape. While Tammany was a Lenape chief who initially fostered those peaceful relations. Their interactions, particularly the Treaty of Sheik-Ameksun, I should say Sheik-Ameksun, that's an indigenous word, a little twisted around. We know what that word means. Became symbolic of a period of relative harmony between. So they met each other in the 1600s. But they built a society after Tammany, and this is where you get the history of broader groups like the Sons of Liberty, who threw the tea over into the water during the Boston Tea Party. But what did they do? They dressed up like who? Natives to do so. So now let me go bust some cyber Moorish bubbles, because I got to do this. And it's about to get ugly. I got my flags out. It's about to get ugly. I don't care how long we've been going. We going to finish this tonight, man. We are going to finish this tonight. Now I got to go. Now I got to go and pull out some scales. I put this in the background for a reason, because I wanted y'all to understand where this stuff actually comes from. But we about to go into it. Check me out. Check me out. Now, I got to go into the law book. Now, you see him holding that crook and that flail, but you don't know where that comes from. And you don't know where this feather of Mayak comes from. You don't know where it comes from. You don't know who Muan Ma'at is and why they have the that little movie Moana. Y'all don't know what they saying. Muan Ma'at was Ma'at before Ma'at in America. She predates Ma'at. That feather is American. The feather is also pheromones. It was put on that scale for a reason. And you holding them pharaoh's arm in an X is for a reason. That's initiation. Who was initiating? The same people who will be initiating now. Red flag for all the people who don't know the antiquity of the history of the Americas. Stick around. You will find out. But to the cyber Moors, you about to get this work. All that stuff Ali talking, and he gonna call y'all black Indians, and he gonna put y'all back into slavery, and he got a flag on the board. Chop blocking on number 77. Drew Ali. You and your cyber Moors are ejected from the game. You're ejected. Y'all been out here telling white means status and black means status and dog. I don't care nothing. Y'all better not come up in here with that. Y'all better not come. Somebody that stepped up in here with the FBA. I like the FBA. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are our children. Let's keep it right. Let's keep it right. Y'all are our children. We ain't gonna disrespect our children. We are not going to disrespect our children up in here. We're not about to do that. But we also not about to do. What we also not about to do is play fiction. Because this is not the crucifixion. Fiction of law. Something known to be false is assumed to be true. Fiction of law. Something known to be false is assumed to be true. Fictitious. Founded on a fiction. Having the character of a fiction. Pretended. Counterfeit. Feigned. Imaginary. Not real. False. Not genuine. Non-existent. So now, what we're about to do is we're about to define white persons. And then we're going to go to free white persons. Woo! Woo! Y'all, it's about to get hot. This is Black's Law Dictionary, by the way. The reason I'm telling you this is I'm telling you that you don't even have the power of diction. Diction is speech. Jurisdiction is to speak law. How can you speak law with no law body writing the law? We have our Ministerial Congress of our Nishiamaru tribal government. We have the head of the Ministerial Congress. We have the seats of government elected, people elected into those seats. We have a court system to handle arbitration or court cases. We have an executive branch. Jurisdiction, to speak law. Your speech has to become flesh. White persons, as used in the revised statutes of the United States, 2169, Naturalization Act, March 26, 1790, Clause 3, 1 Stat, page 103, as amended by the Act, February 18, 1875. Clause 80, Section 1, 18 Stat, page 318, 8 USC, United States Code Annotated, Section 703. Members of the white or Caucasian race as distinct from the black, red, yellow, and brown races. Oh, they don't deal with color. They don't deal with color. So they made themselves distinct from the melanin. Because they was talking about themselves. This argument over white and black is stupid. It's just a weak attempt to define phenotype. That's all it is. No one's saying your nationality is white or black. We're saying there are distinct biodiversity differences, and race is an old word for biodiversity, and it's real. We're the only humans on the planet, aka Homo sapiens. Since y'all want to use the word humans tricky for science purposes, we're the only full Homo sapiens. Y'all say it yourself that y'all had to admix with Homo sapiens in order to survive. Because the Denisovans, Asians, Eurasians, and Neanderthals, Europeans, Asians, Eurasians, went extinct. That's what y'all say. And y'all are walking around with those adversely mutated genes to this day. And it's one of the reasons why you have pale skin. Pale skin is a biological disease. I can prove it. Science proves it. The M1CR gene is either adversely mutated or deleted. The MC1R gene is what gives you the ability to synthesize melanin, which is a neuroimmunologic compound that also gives you the ability to carry out photosynthesis, which is you synthesize sun into things that are useful for your body. And you don't go through deleterious or mutative acts. The sun is here as a life giver. If you are allergic to sunlight, and you are, actinic keratosis is a Neanderthal gene code that is passed down to your Asians that can make them allergic to the sun. In fact, if some of that gene code is admixed over into our population and that gene is not methylated, then some people with brown or to light skin will have problems with the sun too, and they don't know why. They got to go back and fix those gene errors. And there's a way that we know how to do that. Getting back to Black's Law Dictionary, it is clearly telling you here, we're distinguishing you by biodiversity, aka race. So all the indigenous people who have dark to blue-black skin to brown to copper-colored skin are made distinct from white persons because they were talking about their pale people. Let's keep going. Oh, it really means Moorish. Read further, Ali. Okay, I'm going to read it. Free white persons has meaning naturally given to it when it was first used in 1 Stat 103 Clause 3, meaning all persons belonging to European races, then commonly counted as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries which they have immigrated. It includes all European Jews. Know who they are. Pale. Celtic. Pale. Scandinavian. Pale. Teutonic. Pale. Iberian. A little bit of mix. Latin. Pale. Greek. Pale with some mix. Slavic. Definitely pale. Magyars. Lapps. Finns. Bats. Albanians. Pale. It also includes the mix. Look, now let's blow this up so that nobody tries to trick us. This is where they try to trick you. The cybermorphs. It includes the mixed. That is what you call an adjective. It's about to describe all of the following nouns. The mixed Latin, mixed Celtic Iberian, and mixed Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal. At the time that this was written in the 1800s, the Moorish mixed people in Spain and Portugal were pale. And to this day, when you go into Morocco and you have the French-Arab mix, yes, the French-Arab mix, wearing the fezzes, those are not the indigenous people of that area, but they're claiming to be the Moorish leaders of Morocco and all of this other history. So Moors got to fix their history too. Free white persons was for them. White persons was for them. They were forming their government, which is called the United States of America under the 1791 Constitution. We don't got to go back to the Articles of Confederation because then we got to use a different explanation. And so this is theirs. Stop playing around. I had Moors used to come into spaces and scream white power, trying to run a joke. Those are not these white Moors that they're talking about. You want me to prove it? Y'all coming to the receipt king and asking me to prove something? I'm going to get ugly on you then. Oh, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. I'm going to prove it. Not only am I going to prove it, I am going to hurt some feelings right now. Yeah, I'm in the hurt feeling mode right now. Yeah, that's where I am. That's what I'm feeling right now. So let me go ahead on and hurt some feelings. Let me go ahead on and hurt some feelings. Because y'all, somebody want their feelings hurt. And they don't think I can prove what I'm talking about. Well, this is the Moors and the Indians getting together, right? This is from the state of Georgia on the Mexican War. And the quote that they have here is really easy to read. It says the stupendous deserts between the Neches and the Bravo rivers, the Rio Grande and the Del Morte, are the natural boundaries between the Anglo-Saxon and Mauritanian races. Mauritania? Now, this was written in 1846. Let's get that on this camera. June 16th, that's Tupac's birthday, 1846. They're telling you in 1846 that Mauritanian races were in America? There ends the Valley of the West. There Mexico begins. The Moorish people and their Indian associates to whom Mexico properly belongs. Mexico belongs to Moorish and Indian peoples. Who are these Moors? Oh, it's about to get hot. It's about to get hot. Left the original depiction of Caliph Muhammad ibn Abdullah of Marrakesh, painting made by Colonel Maurice Bagnal, Saint Leger Keaton in 1785, and reproduced in source travels through France and Spain to Morocco, comprising a narrative to the author's residence in that what? Empire. He didn't say that country. He didn't say that province. He said that empire. An empire is multiple nations. So this was not Morocco. This was an empire. 1785 original, with an account of the British embassy to the court of Morocco under the late George Payne Esquire, Consul General to London. Who is this then? Who is this? Right above, fake paintings created in the 20th century. The false picture of Sidi Muhammad, painting made by V. Zweig using what? The Alawi dynasty genealogy, commonly reproduced as being the portrait of Sidi Muhammad III. So this is supposed to be the same person. In the original portrait, you have a jet black man with a turban. In the reproduction, you have this, the Moorish fraud. This is why Moors are over here telling us things that are not true. They're really Masons. And I'm not talking about the Moors like our seer, the Duke of Tears, who is an elite scholar and an excellent example of what a Moor is. I'm talking about Taj Tariq Bey, Abdullah Mosi Bey, all of those cyber Moors, the ones online now that's selling UCC and selling sovereign citizenship packages, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. This is invasion. This right here does not match the original. I gave you firsthand resources. I'm not done. I'm not done. Don't get upset with me for doing this. Don't get upset with me. Because I got to do it. So if they have the fake lineage there, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. Then why would someone who is considered a high initiate not know that that was the fake lineage? How could they not know? We are about to find out who didn't know. Who didn't know? Let's find out. I am not here to desecrate anyone, but I got to make the facts the facts. If I can point this out, the corruption that was done to the lineage of the Moors in the Moorish Empire, and show you the primary records, y'all ain't calling me no adept. Y'all ain't calling me no prophet. But I showed you the corruption in the lineage. It is Masons who are delivering over to you Moorish leaders today. I can prove that, but I got to go to the head. This is, let's deal with it now. This is the original Circle 7 at the Library of Congress. I need you to follow me. I'm sorry. This is the original. This is not a copy. Know thyself and Allah, the genealogy of Jesus. Oh my, it's about to get ugly. The prophet and founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America to redeem the people from their sinful ways. He started out with genealogy. He's in a stance. He's wearing regalia. Sultan Abdul Aziz ibn Asad, the descendant of Hagar, now the head of the holy city of Mecca. That man is Jewish. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's recounting New Testament history here. And so he went into the genealogy of Jesus. I just wanted you to show the Arab that he showed. Why wouldn't he show, where are the original people? Why are we showing Arabs? There's another depiction of the Sultan that he mentions. And the Sultan he's talking about is the Sultan of Morocco. That Sultan at that time was a descendant of the fake Alawi lineage that I just showed you. You need to understand this. You need to understand this. The reason why I'm showing you this is because it's outdated. It's outdated. That's like me trying to tell you to follow the messenger Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live, in 2025 is outdated. It's outdated. And this is your problem. This is why you're stuck. This is why stuff is not making sense to you. So let me switch gears, because I don't want to be. I don't want to be the referee no more. Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears. We gotta switch gears, baby. We gotta switch gears. I need y'all to understand this. Now we're in the law. I need y'all to understand this. I need y'all to pay attention to receipts as I go through this last part. I need y'all to understand that this is not a game. This is about being sharp. In 2006, on March the 3rd, I carried out a procedure to notify the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Attorney General at that time that we had formed a plebiscite. And the purpose of that plebiscite was to organize an indigenous jurisdiction amongst so-called Black Americans. That's what I did. Let's go. Let's bring out receipts. I'm not going to tell you what I did. I'm going to show you. So, in that process, we had to do some things. What things did y'all have to do? Well, I'm about to show you. We had to do some things. What we had to do was write to the United States Department of State and get this signature from Condoleezza Rice. Now, she was authenticating a document based on rules and laws. The authentication is not permission. The authentication is acknowledgement of receiving the notice. So now you can't charge us with being a terrorist group, because I lived when 9/11 happened in 2001. And all of the Black groups were getting scared because now they had this 9/11 event that happened, and now they're amping up the police state, and they got all of these new legislations coming out to deal with terrorism and potential terroristic threats and domestic terrorism. And so I wanted to follow the statutes, the law, and make sure that the jurisdiction that we were building would be authentic, protected. And not only did I do that, but now we're about to go through and see the law, 22 CFR, sections 131 and 132. What does that actually state? Code of Federal Regulations, Title 22. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's go. Let's check it out. There we go. We're going to go to Code of Federal Regulations, Title 22. And we're going to go to 131. We're going to read what this says. And the reason why we need to read what this says is because we can't be guessing. We can't be guessing. We got to know. We got to know. So I'm going to show you this in such an exquisite. I'm going to show you, not only am I going to show you this, the law, and then I have the documents. I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you what happened when we interface with law enforcement in regards to it, right? And I'm going to show you somebody in the government wanted to steal the documents. Oh yeah. This is about to get hot. This last part is about to get hot because I'm going to show you who we are here today. We're here for remedy. We're here for very practical things. We're here for some very magical things too, but we're here for some very practical things. This is about getting your family right, your assets right, your money right, your culture right, your community right. This ain't about nothing else. This ain't about no messiahs and no new black leaders and no who's the next in line, who got next. This is not that. This is grown man business. This is grown man business. I'm sorry. This is why niggas don't like me. They express that from afar though. They never show up when we boxing. They never showing that when they won't show up. They'll talk online. But this is grown man business. Let me share with you what type of business this is. I showed you the code. I showed you the document. I showed you the signature of Condoleezza Rice, who was the then Secretary of State of George Bush Jr. How did I know I was supposed to be doing this at this time? Pay attention in class. I come from great teachers, and I paid attention in class. Code of Federal Regulations, Title 22. Let's go to the sections that 131. We got to get to 131, right? Subchapter N. And where are we at 131? Certificates of authentication. All right. Look at what it says. 131 and 132. I need y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying. It says the department will not certify to a document when it has good reason to believe that the certification is desired for an unlawful or improper purpose. It is therefore the duty of the authentication officer to examine not only the document which the department is asked to authenticate, but also the fundamental document to which previous seals or other certifications may have been affixed by other authorities. The authentication officer shall request such additional information as may be necessary to establish that the requested authentication will serve the interests of justice and is not contrary to public policy. Now, I need you to ask a question. Because it's either this or that. Let's get it straight. I need you to answer a question for me. How did me. How did 19 years ago, I was 31 years old. How did I know to go there, get this plebiscite started, get all of the seals in the original city? This is the magic part. That was the founding of the country. 1776, July 4th, 1776, Philadelphia. Declaration of Independence. The expatriation document. Charles Thompson. John Hancock, all both with indigenous names. How did I know to go and walk the ladder all the way up to the federal government to get the then Secretary of State to sign off on a document? By the way, I just showed that they won't sign off on the document if they thought that there was some other thing that was illegal, unlawful, unjust, or not in line with public policy. How did I go start an indigenous plebiscite and nobody else could do it? I knew what time it was. It didn't matter. I was not going to be denied. I knew what time. You have to think about a 31-year-old man saying, looking around Black America and saying, this is the answer based on what I have been studying up to my 31st year of existence. I am now 50. Nigga, I need you to understand focus. I need you to understand, I don't care who said what about me, nigga. It ain't true if it didn't come from me. These niggas don't know me. That's 2 decades of grind. Nigga, these people don't know me. Go show their receipts. Now, I'm not done. We just getting started. Where we at? 2 hours and 17 minutes in? Hit the like button. Your children will love you. Your great-grandchildren will love you. This is 19 years ago. I was already here. I did this by myself. Didn't nobody go down to DC with me? People who knew that I was going to do this, they was in the nation like, oh, he a hypocrite. He deterred against the messenger teachers. He trying to start his own thing. He out here doing all of this indigenous stuff. What is this going to do for Black people? What is this going to do for Black people? 19 years later, they in the mosque fat, and I'm right here on day 1 of the fast, not hungry, been talking to you for 2.5 hours and got 10 more hours in. Talk back to me. So, they put Condoleezza Rice is still alive, ain't she? Now let me show you what happened afterwards. Now I got to show you what happened afterwards. Because now I gotta show you what happened. Now I gotta show you what happened. Let me find this. Hold on. This article is from 2007. Hold on. Let me find this. I gotta find this article. Oh, man. It might be in my email because it's hard for me to find it. Let's see. This article is an article from Trenton. Let me go on my email. Pull it up. Oh, man. I hate when I do this. All right, so I got to find this one another way. This article is from 2007. All right. And This article talks about the use of these documents. We were in a court case in Trenton, and the news asked to see the documents. So I showed it to them. And I have several copies of these documents. All right. But let me see if I can find this really quick, because these documents, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. These documents are the documents that are in your protocol manual. You can see them at any time, right? Oh man, it's taking a long time to download this. That's all right. We're gonna get it. In 2007, a year later, with the documents, I'm in a case and I'm trying to show these people we have our own jurisdiction, right? And so I showed them the documents live on camera. I'm on the court steps holding the documents up. All right. 32 years old, 2007. And so, oh yeah, here we go. Let me pull it up. It's gonna come to my email now. I'm gonna open it up. All right, so these documents detail this history. I'm all over the place right now because I got to pull all my sources up, but I'm about to show you this. Give me a second. It's coming up. Now the internet want to act slow. We're going to get this. We're going to get this. Here we go. We're going to get this in. When I show you this, your mind is going to be blown. And then the thing I have to, what I have to show you afterwards, Homeland Security wanting the documents, right? So I gave them a copy. They still have them. They ain't do nothing with them. And this is, oh, here we go. I got the article. Oh, it's about to get ugly in here. I'm walking you through the history. This is what I need you to understand. I'm walking you through the history. I got receipts this far back. Yes, I got receipts this far back. Let's see. Let's test me. I say everything. Thursday, April 12th, 2007. Let's go. Give me these. The Trentonian. I am not making this up. We gonna go through it. Read it. Let's make this bigger. There we go. Read it. Now face grand jury for presenting allegedly bogus documents to cops. So you see me right here holding the documents up, right? Let me zoom in. Y'all see me right here. That's Brother Emperor, crazy Brother Emperor, Brother Johanna. These brothers on security detail. All right. Look at the date, April 12th, 2007. Bro, that's 18 years ago, bro. 18 years ago, bro. So now what are they saying here? They just talking about the people. Now, these were some brothers who were kind of violating policy in the nation, but I'm still coming to their defense. All right. So they're talking about them in between questions by the judge, whatever, he said something. The Tritonian called the number yesterday. So they're talking about in between the questions by the judge, Bay, this is the brother Bay right here, he's talking about Emperor Bay, shouted the phone number for an office in the U.S. State Department that could allegedly verify the group's status as an International Society of Indigenous Sovereigns, ISIS. International. Look at this now. I need y'all to understand. When I say I'm 10 toes down, bro, I mean I'm gripping the inside of the core of the earth and the iron filaments. This is ISIS. Before the other ISIS. April 12th, 2007. So he gave them the phone number. The Tritonian called the number yesterday. A man with a deep voice answered hello when the Tritonian called the number. The same Muhammad digits he instructed the media to use to prove his claims after yesterday's court hearing, saying the paper had called a State Department office. The man identified himself as Patrick Hatchett and said he was an assistant authentication officer. Told Muhammad had been telling media outlets to call the number for verification of their diplomatic status. Hatchett said he's not supposed to give out that number. Hatchett would not comment further. Trenton police met with the men for 2 hours at the officers confiscated cars belonging to them and busted 4 of them for so-called false documents. Muhammad insisted Captain Fred Reister lied and slandered his nation to the Trentonian when reporting the group told him they didn't have to comply with U.S. laws. We never said that. They revoked their statement, though. He came back and retracted that statement. I made him retract that statement in the Trentonian. But look at what the authentication, he's not supposed to give out that. This is me holding the documents up right there. Looking like a young boy. A G. 18 years ago. I'm not done. So now, where were y'all at? Where y'all was at? Y'all on YouTube. Bro, we were stomping through the United States of America, laying down pioneer for real. So now you see ISIS right there, right? Oh, I'm not done. I ain't done. Are you kidding me? I'm not done. Hold up. Let me prove I'm not done. Let's see. I'm not done. I'm not done. Let me show you what I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you an interaction between me and Homeland Security, and Kendi L. Bay can verify this because I had to come to the airport to get him because they were holding him at the airport as he was trying to get through and go with his IDs. And so I had to go down there and get my brother up out of there. I don't leave people. I'm about to show you. I can prove what I do. I can prove when they call me who pulls up. I can prove it. I don't gotta make nothing up. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me find this first though. 1 item, 5 items. I hate when I lose something. It's all good. I'm gonna get this. Just give me a minute to pull up this document because this document will show what I'm talking about. All right. It's on my Instagram too, so I could actually go there. I'm gonna go there. It'll be fast on my Instagram to find it. Far back. All right. So I'm going to find this document. I'm going to read this off to you so you can understand the context of what I'm saying. Establishing a plebiscite, doing it the right way. Now you're having interactions with law enforcement. The federal government is not, they ain't never say arrest them for fraud. These people need to go down. They're illegally using federal government documents to verify some stuff that's fake, that they made up, that they don't. No. That's not happening. I know what I was doing. I knew I would get here one day, and I know what I'm doing right now. And I know for a fact that our tribe is going to be the exclusive Black tribe representing the indigenous jurisdiction and getting access to the trust fund money that they owe us as a people. I know that. You might not know that. I know that. I know it. That's just the future. That's what's going to happen. Nobody can stop it. We're organized. We're efficient. We're not out here playing around, playing games, and no, we're not doing none of that, bro. We are actually here. I'm just rewinding on my IG right now to pull up this receipt so you can see that I even gave a copy of the documents to Homeland Security. They were holding my brother because he was going through the airport with the IDs. We updated this procedure, as of now. But back then, this is way back. I'm about to show you the date. Our stuff was not as organized. We were lawful and legal, but we didn't have the substance. That took time. That took curriculum. That took study. That took developing the branches of government. Y'all don't understand that this took work. What if I was like y'all and I quit when times got hard, when my family was under attack, when I went through a divorce, when anything coming up? What if I was that weak? If I was that weak, none of you would be on YouTube talking about any indigenous stuff whatsoever. And if you think you would, you absolutely have no idea how you got this information. It might be 3 persons removed from me, but they got it from somebody who got it from somebody who got it from me. I developed the conversation on YouTube, on Instagram, on all of these places. But I stayed in the cut, though, because I didn't want to be famous. I wanted to be effective. I said, let them go get famous. I'm hood famous. I'm an echo. You trying to figure out where it's coming from. You don't know. And so I knew that all of the people who wanted to be famous was going to drown out. I knew that Pan-Africanism was going to drown out. But now I'm going to show you. Oh yeah, these people know who I am. This is what I'm trying to show you. And they know what we're about. And they kind of mixed about it. Like some of them are like, shit, that's actually what they people need. We've been taking care of them. And now you see 300,000 Black women losing all their jobs and these people cutting. I'm telling you what they're trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you, like, look, y'all need to look out for yourselves. Y'all then created a situation where y'all damn near destroyed our country. And these small hats and the left, they're the primary parties that have done this damage. And so now they saying like, look, y'all don't even know what's in your own community? Okay. And guess what's going to happen? Now, your protection used to be these people. Now, they're taking the protection away. What you going to do now? What you going to do now? I know what you're going to do. You're predictable. You're very predictable. I'm trying to get back to these notes, but give me a minute. It's happening. It's happening slow, but it's happening. It's happening slow, but it's happening. I gotta give you this receipt because this receipt matches the last receipt. The last receipt puts context to why I went there in 2006 to do that, and why all these people after me kept trying to do it because they got, oh, he did it, I'm gonna do it. Nope, you can't do it. You were never able to do it. Why weren't you able to do it? Because that's not your purpose, bro. Everybody got a purpose. And purpose is magical. When you dead, mentally dead, you don't have no purpose. Nothing goes the way that you want it to go in the true sense. You got to deal with the crumbs. But when you get purpose, When you get purpose, you're in the light field, baby. And so let me show you this receipt, so you never question me again on this. I want y'all to know, I gotta have this here. Don't tell me I took this down. Because it's so hard for me to find stuff. Well, actually, I know what file this is in on my computer, actually. Since I'm here, let me see if I can find it real quick. If not, I'll go to my file. Go to my file. Because I might have followed that instruction and deleted this off. Let's see. Let's see. Dang, I hate when I can't find something quick. Ruled by Mercury. All right, so. Go ahead and roll through these then. Let me roll through them. All right. So what I'm showing you is a receipt, because whenever a law enforcement officer takes something from you, or you give them something, they have to give you a property receipt, because they're doing that on behalf of a jurisdiction. And since it's not their property, then they have to have a receipt that it was transferred. This is all based on avoiding claims for illegal search and seizure and that type of thing. They want to avoid those things, so yeah, they give you a property receipt. And so I want to show you this property receipt. I want to show you the date of the property receipt. I want to show you all of that. Man, I have so much stuff on this computer. All right, so let me try this another way. Speed this up because I got too many posts on there. I'll go through my actual computer because I know where everything is on here. And this should be somewhere in here. Let's see. No. See if I can find it. Come on down. Bring it to me, Juju. Here we go. Let's see. I'm just going to look through here. So many goddamn files here. It's crazy. All right. Thinking that I would do this. I actually still have the original documents too. Damn. That's upstairs though. I want to show you this so I can get up out of here and close this last legal part out. Then I'll be putting stuff some places. Let's see. I have so many pictures on here, and I'm going through my pictures because I know how to find them easier through my pictures, and I know when I posted them. So I'm just trying to pull these up. I can actually probably find this faster on another app. Let me go to it. So, hey, look, we just trying to close this out. What I'm trying to say is the receipts speak for themselves. Let the receipts speak. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Now, check this out. November. Now, the last one was April of 2007. You got to understand, my name, I was born with the name Marcus Ali Counts. When I came into the nation, I changed my name to Ali Muhammad. And then as I formed Arna, I kept the name Ali. Ali is the name that I was born with. My father gave me that name. But I gave myself a traditional indigenous name. So now, I need you to check this out. Here they go. Remember, the article had our name in it. Now, here we go. Let me show you this. It took me a while to find it. Damn, we almost at 3 hours. My bad. I kept you out here too long. It's 11:11. I'm sharing it at 11:11 to all the spooky people out there. Look at this. Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Passenger Analysis and Counterterrorism Unit Operations. Department of Homeland Security, TSA, the FBI was in there. Kendall Bay is still on Facebook. You still watch my YouTube channels. You can verify. This is me signing, Abdul Ali Muhammad. That was the name. November 6th. Now, what is significant about November 6th? Yeah, think about it. Woo! It is significant. Why? Do you know why? It is my cosmic Mercury card. Ace of Diamonds, November 6th. The next date is the King of Clubs. And so this space is the middle of the deck. I need you to listen. The deck is 52 cards. 26 cards one way, 26 cards the other way. If you count 26 cards going forward from the Ace of Hearts, you will land at the King of Clubs. If you count backwards from the King of Spades, you will land at the Ace of Diamonds. This date right here is telling you something significant. The middle of the deck is the black hole of the bar magnet. It is the equilibrium of justice. These people wanted certified copies of this document, right? And if you look, I got the whole property. It says Department of State signed by Condoleezza Rice. Why did they want those documents? Why did they want them? What happened after this? You know what happened. Oh, you know what happened? Let me show you what happened. Let me show you what happened. Let me show you what happened. Let me show you. Let's do a nice little Wikipedia on these guys. Let's do a Wikipedia on these guys. Let's do. You know who I'm about to do a search on? Oh, this is about to get detailed. This is about to get detailed. All right. We're talking about these guys right here. You know what they tried to do to us? My bad. Let me go back and get this right. They created a fake group. And now they're trying to excuse me. They created a fake group. This group. This group. Now, hold on. Let me find something else. This is not what I'm looking for. Let's see. See, I helped y'all out. Here we go. Let me show it to you. Here we go. The first mention of ISIS was in April 2013 in the news. But this group, yeah, it was created by you know who. Small hats. You know who. Here we go. Remember Eric Snowden? Now, I have to actually be careful in quoting him, but remember the Snowden documents? Here we go. Down a rabbit hole. America created the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Meet the ISIS truthers. They use this name. Notice that Obama used to call them ISIL. ISIL. This is a whole big thing going on. My point is pretty simple. All right. The point is, you don't know who you are. You think you're insignificant, and you don't understand why Black people are policed so much. It is because you are very special people, but you're losing that specialness. You've ran it all the way down into the ground. Your families are destroyed. You're arguing with each other online on male and female superiority. You're becoming the reservoir for every type of scammer that has ever existed. Your scammers are even falling apart. They got 15 years in collecting money, and they go online begging because what happened was my account got froze, and I was over there beating drums in South Africa and beating my drum. Yeah, I was beating my South African drums with the Zulus, and I come back, and Medea, my side piece, she already froze my accounts. And you know that's a federal offense. I gotta say, that's a federal offense. That is a Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey federal offense to steal from the prince. And since y'all left me with no money in my pocket but lents, I got to steal some more. Medea then came online and said the boy might be an FBI agent. He has an official FBI file. Oh yeah, y'all know the big heavy set, looked like she about 300 pounds, side piece of Umar is going off on Instagram right now saying that he, as the prince, has an FBI file. What? What? Y'all gonna follow that? What are y'all gonna follow? Y'all gonna follow the Nation of Islam right into L. Ron Hubbard's meth lab, aka Dianetics. That's what y'all gonna follow. Y'all about to be out there with Xenu. Y'all know who Xenu is? Man, y'all better go read Dianetics. Y'all over here talking about, oh, I did. Oh, Brother Ali, you're so immature. I have rid myself of engrams. Nick, you still over here tied to the IRS. Them engrams ain't gone. Everybody gonna come back. What is you talking about? Where y'all gonna go? Y'all about to go over to the new Dr. Yorkers. Oh, I know all the secrets. I know y'all trying to bring back the feline cult. I know y'all somebody trying to bring back the Dr. York Nuwamian feline cult dressed in another name. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all headed for problems. Y'all headed for problems. 607 Unc is y'all popular teacher now. Y'all headed for problems. What y'all gonna do? Hip hop is dead. What y'all gonna do? Everything that you used to do great now, you do average now. Look at the boxing world. Boxing used to be the number one sport. Then you let people who are great fighters come in and mess it up for everybody else. Y'all ain't got to call his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We love him, but we got to spank him. TMT, you are supposed to be like the Disney of boxing, bro. And instead, you about to be 50 bragging about how many cars you got. Bruh, you had a chance to become something special in the ring and out of the ring. Everything black is cracking. Y'all say black don't crack. Y'all say black don't crack. Everything in the black community is cracking. We don't want to hear that. Everything is cracking. You think you got friends? You think you got friends? Wait till a moment come up. You could damn near save somebody's life or their child's life. And as soon as they get mad at you, they don't want to talk to you no more over some dumb shit. Sometimes it ain't even your fault. I have watched sisters jump out of potentially promising relationships with young men with their head forward into absolute catastrophe. Calling what they're doing sound decisions. Where y'all gonna go? Y'all gonna go into politics now? Or y'all Republicans? See, we was trying to tell you that politics are strategy. And so don't buy into the fact that you could actually be a part of their party. You won't ever have the influence that you're looking for there. How you're supposed to interact with the United States is strictly business. And we are the experts of that business. Don't listen to these sovereign citizens out here. They telling you all kind of legal things that ain't true. They don't even know what a citizen is. And you damn sure don't know what an American national is. And you don't know what public and private actually mean. They're not about to build no families, no institutions out of hit the treasury. Where you gonna go? I have watched the extinction level event of all of what I'm talking about. All of these so-called messianic leaders, all of these promising Pan-Africans, all of these pseudo-Indians, all of these nation of gods and earth, nation of Islam, Nuwabic, MST of A 2.0 institutions. I have watched them all crash the fuck out. I have watched it. What I'm telling you is, folk, if y'all are going to do something, if y'all are going to be real about what's going on in the world, I'm telling you, do something sound. Yes, use your own judgment, but do something sound. Don't be like these people, right? Don't be like these people. Oh yeah, I gotta load up the Aboriginal Most Wanted. What y'all thought I was gonna let y'all slide, nigga? Y'all see this brother online? This person right here, we have a warrant for his arrest. He's an Aboriginal. He's out here using our copyrighted documentation to spread all over the internet. This is a crime. He has misled thousands of people. I'm talking about serial numbers on the documents and everything. He's not the only one. There's several. Justice is about to hit like you've never seen it before in your life. You are about to see what judgment actually looks like. Tsunami warnings ain't nothing. You don't even know where to be on the land in case an emergency happens. What kind of training you got going on? You're not ready. But you can get ready if you get with people who are ready, who prove they're ready. We're ready for any kind of battle you want to give us. You want to give us academic battles? We're ready for you. You want to give us health discussion, medical windmilling on your head type of medicine, science, biodiversity? We ready. You want to bring us a law, international discussion, remedy, reparation, restitution discussion anywhere on the planet? We ready. You want to give us curriculum, building, midwife, conceiving, having a baby the right way, immaculate conception, transform the human design type of discussion? We got midwives and tribal birth workers. What is you talking? We've been working. You can go to any page you want in the cyber world. They will never in their entire existence even be able to tie our shoelaces. I need y'all niggas to pipe down, because I don't be on YouTube. I don't really be on social media except telling jokes and doing a little bit of education. I don't be pressing the gas. But trust me, I can press the gas on you. And I do not care. I don't. I don't have no bosses. I have responsibility to a jurisdiction to carry out civility and to operate within my moral code. But that don't mean there's nothing in our law that says I can't lawfully and receipt-wise come after your ass. There's nothing. In fact, it's encouraged. It's justice. So I need y'all to pipe down, because I'm tired of hearing y'all now. We're tired of hearing y'all. And I don't got nothing but time to dissect your silly ass IG, YouTube page and break down exactly what you actually are, as opposed to what you are not and what you're trying to portray that you are. Pipe down. It ain't that type of time no more, bro. This is the warning. They might not get it. Too bad. The sound vibration has already entered the ether. Pipe down. It's not that type of time anymore. You're not going to be the voice of nothing unless you are here to deliver something worthy to the people. Pipe down. That's the order of the day. We got general orders. We need a 13th general order. Pipe down. Let the people come in who know what they're doing. Other than that, we good. So give yourselves a round of applause. Some of you have stayed for 3 hours with me talking. I'm done with my conversation. I didn't curse. This is educational. I'll leave this one up. You can share it with everybody online and let them go through it and try to figure out where they could argue against anything that we're saying. This is all about justice. I'm about to go relax. It's day 1 of the fast. I'll see you tomorrow on day 2 of the fast. I might hop out the window and come online again just to act up. I don't know. I'm in an act up mood. But we want to remind you of the few things that we do need to remind you of. And that is, number 1, we have a summit coming up. Get your tickets at aboriginalvillageproject.org. You can go right here and everything is ready for you. If you want to vend, we got a few slots left. If you want to box, play basketball, get in the tournaments for the spades, get in the tournament for the boxing, get in the talent show, you got to go sign up, and you can go right here. All of your purchases are tax deductible. You get a write-off for spending any money. All you got to do is save your receipt. And we have jurists that do taxes. So when that time comes around, They can do your taxes for you the proper way. We need our people to understand this is the wave. It's a big indigenous wave. It's cresting now. And so we want our people to be successful. We also want them to have a lot of fun while they do it. The summit is for fun. We come in to educate. Yeah. We come in to register businesses. You can get your nationality done at the summit. Hell, you can do that tomorrow if you want to, if you go to the website and follow the instructions. If you hit the text line. But we're going to be there. You can order your Lotus. Go to my social media. You see the post there. We want you turned. That's why we're telling you to order Lotus. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make sure I have some specialized bison ribs for order. I'm going to make the summit go crazy. But go there. And if you have any questions about nationality or anything to do with the society, you can hit the text line 267-257-5403. Or you can go here, arnagovernment.org. All of your questions can be answered here. You can apply for nationality here. You can get all the details from the text line on how to do that. A short video on the steps is here. You could play that video. I'm not going to go through it right now. All right. But yeah, you can get all of the literature and start studying and start getting your mind right. You can do all of that. You can register businesses, but this is the official page. I just wanted you to know that. All right. Yeah, I'm keeping this one up for now. I might ship it over to Patreon. If you're not, yeah, we're going to be on the bison ribs. If you're not on my Patreon, you better come, because you know these folk right here, they hey, this is their platform. They could take me on anytime they want. All right. But let me get up out of here. Thank you for your time tonight. You have something to study. You have something to share with your people. I am the referee. And my last flag for the night is for all of you who, after all of these years, thought that I was going to quit, thought that I would not get my goals accomplished, tried to be an adversary, tried to be a hater, tried to be someone to steal or thieve from me, scam, come in and disrupt Arna, agents, whoever you may be. You are ejected. You are banned from the light field for eternity, you and your lineage, and you will never prosper in this universe. Good night to all of my haters. You get the red flag. You get shut down. And you are now removed from the stadium.